Before the election, there was a poll done on various things on this, and it was quite a scientific approach to it. I mean, overall, you may quibble a bit, but definitely people were surprised that you're running a zoo, cinemas, funding a radio station, all those sort of things. I mean, you know roughly where the pinch points might be, surely.
We know where some of the problems are. We know where some of the opportunities might be for alternative forms of delivery. But the point you made at the outset, I think, is a valuable one. There are certainly strong views being put forward about whether we should be involved in running the Villa Marina, whether we should run the sports centre, should we run the wildlife park. But the moment you start tinkering with the method of management in these areas, there will be an equally strong body complaining that these are vital public services which we have to maintain. My job now is to try and get a balance between all these views, which will maintain these services in some form, whether government runs it, whether private operators run it, or some other form in between, to protect those services. But at the same time, we have to find ways of saving money to reduce the overall cost of government. And
no one's disputing that. I mean, you got the job because you're seen as a guy who's going to be firm on it. I mean, that's factual, isn't it, really? People don't really want your job this time around because it's not going to be the easiest one. But you've had all these tryouts so far. The preschools didn't go to plan, for instance. You know, the libraries and all that. As soon as there's a little bit of a backlash, it seems to be that suddenly things aren't going ahead as planned. Do you agree with that?
Well, I have said at the outset that everything that we try to do over these 5 years will not succeed in the way that public want at first sitting. That's got to happen. We are talking about major changes over the years. Some of them are going to be very unpopular, and undoubtedly there will be a backlash to some of them. But I hope people will recognise that overall we have a specific target in mind, which is rebalancing the budget while protecting those key services. They may not always be comfortable with the way the new services are provided, but it is my intention to make sure those services are there, but in a form that we can afford.
Are you strong enough, and is your Council of Minister team strong enough to actually withstand the backlash this time on what you're going to have to deliver?
Well, I certainly know what my ambitions are. I know what I want to achieve. I have confidence that the Council of Ministers will support me.
You have confidence?
Absolutely. We have to have confidence. This is a team. This isn't just Alan Bell dictating that this, that and the other should be done. I'm not the dictator some people like to think I am. I'm very much committed to consensus, government. We work as a team and we support each other, and I think there is strength of will within the Council of Ministers to deliver these changes. And I do believe overall there is a strong view in the community at large. Whilst disagreeing on certain aspects of it, I think the general consensus within the island is that things do have to change. We do have to make these savings, and we have to do our best to protect those who are most at risk.
When are you going to deliver?
The intention is that this consultation will go on through the summer. It will end at the beginning of October. Those results, as we get them, then will be analysed in government, presented to the Council of Ministers, and I would hope to be able to get back to Tynwald with a further set of recommendations by the end of the year for another debate. That then would put us in a strong position to underpin the budget in February with a range of new proposals. That is the time frame I have in mind at the moment. I hope we'll be able to stick to that, but certainly I would hope to see changes starting to come in early next year.
And for these people who've got their jobs in government, the 8,000 odd people who are uncertain, I mean, they're thinking about every day what's going to happen next. What are you going to tell them? What can you look at them in the eyes and say, when will we give you a decision if your job's safe or not?
The changes, when they do come, will not all come overnight anyway. Some areas are easier to decide upon than others. This will certainly be a 4-year process. It'll be for the whole of this term before we finally get the changes in place in some areas.
4 years?
Well, you have to look at some of the changes which are necessary. It might need legislative changes. It might need negotiating with the unions on terms and conditions for employees. There's a whole raft of reasons why these decisions will take some time. And as I said, I'm not prepared simply to hack away at government and cause unnecessary unemployment at this time.
Are you relaxed with the money that is being put away for a rainy day, that is there to cover this and will continue to cover this?
Yes, I'm confident that the funds that we have there are enough to see us through. We're ahead of where we expected to be at this time already on the budget savings. So we are absolutely on schedule, and the economy is still growing. It's still very much in positive territory. That means our tax receipts are going to be strong over this next year or two. As long as we can keep that up, and as long as we can keep the economy growing and identify new revenue streams alongside the changes we need to make to the structure of government, then I'm very confident we'll be able to deliver on this.
But let's just finish by saying this time next year, if we do this interview, do you think some of these changes will have been implemented?
They will have to be brought in by this time next year. They certainly all won't be, but we will need to be putting clear markers down as to where we intend to change government and what we anticipate the size of government to be in the future. Because that's the other element of this. It's not just a short-term rebalancing the budget, it is starting a debate to identify what people see as being the optimum size of government in 10 or 20 years' time in terms of service delivery and financial stability and sustainability.
Are you going to see it through?
I am absolutely committed to seeing this through. If we don't, then we will have real problems in other areas, such as budgetary rebalancing. If we have problems there, then we will have cuts forced upon us in a way that perhaps may not be so comfortable.